Let's talk about making pages and really now that you have a website, what do you do with it? So this is a website that I made for this particular session. So it's pretty boring, right? This is just a sample page that is set up by WordPress whenever you create a site. So I'm going to go into my dashboard. Again, this is going to look a little bit different because I am the network administrator for our WordPress, so I have more stuff. If yours looks a little bit different, don't worry about it. Let's go to the dashboard. And just so that I can have something more interesting to look at, I'm going to go into Appearance, Themes, and let's pick a different theme. I have selected some different themes that you can pick. Pick just one that kind of looks pretty for you. Let's do Lyrical here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to activate that. You can pick whichever one you want. If you were managing your own website on a different location, you would have thousands of themes to choose from. Since this is on a network and themes can cause trouble sometimes, I don't have that going on. So now with this site activated, let's go ahead and take a look at my network or at my site and see what it looks like. That's a little bit different, much nicer looking, I think. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to my dashboard. And let's make some different pages. Now, pages and posts are different. You'll see here that you have posts and you have pages. Posts are for blogs. They're things where you're just going to put in, an update once a day or once a week or something where people have blog posts. Pages are the things that stay still, like About Us, an About Us page, I don't know, Contact Us, things that don't change. You don't update it on the daily. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take a look first here at all pages and let's see what we have going on. Okay, I must have hit add pages. Let's look at all pages. So all I have right now is a sample page. So I can create a new page by hitting add new here or hitting add new here. So let's go ahead and make an add new page. So I'm going to make this one About Us because that's a pretty common page. And now I can start. I'm just making it about honey just because Subi is a honey brand. Has to be a company because honey has been around forever. You can see I can have this just like a word processor. I don't have a bunch of stuff to say here, so we'll just pretend I have, whoops, my fingernails are so long I'm hitting other things. So here's a paragraph. Now let's say I want to add different things in here. I'm going to go into, right now it says I'm in editing code because I like that. I'm editing my HTML, but I can exit my code editor here. And now I can add blocks. I can add a block by hitting this, and you can see this has the most common types of things that you are going to add. So I can add here a heading. So let's say, by the way, H1, H2, H3, those are heading sizes. The bigger the number goes, the smaller the heading. Our main page heading is always an H1. So you start here with an H2. Okay, so I have another heading, so either I can click on, well, let's do this one. I'm going to click on this, and now I can say I want to put an image, or I can have an image gallery. I can put quotes. So whatever it is, whenever you're laying out your page, you just go ahead in here and drop it in there. I can see here we're going to talk about RSS feeds before, again, talking about putting it in the header and the footer, but I could stick it right here on the page if I wanted to. All different kinds of things that you could dump in. So what do I want under here? Probably I would like to have table. So I want something with columns in it. So, well, no, that's basically that's columns here. That's what I would use for columns. So let's say I want columns. And I think I can edit that by hitting these guys right here, or maybe these guys up here. Show block settings. How many columns do I want? Do I want 2? I want 3. And then, you know, obviously I can go in here and start putting whatever I want. Oops, I must have gone out of there. But anyway, this is the way you use blocks. I got out of my table and made a different area here. Why is that not staying in my table? Oh, there it is. It is staying in my table. And inside of here, if I want to put a picture, I can put a picture. I don't think I have anything in my media library. Let's upload an image to my media library. It's my triathlon team. You can see the picture goes right there in the middle. There's some members of my triathlon team. Not in the 1980s, I might add. So you can see how you can just build a page just like that going down. Now there are other ways that you could do it if you wanted to go in and you're kind of a code person. You can go in and you can edit the code view, code editor, if you're like crazy that way. But otherwise, just build your pages using the blocks, which is really handy. After I have that, here's my About Us page. So now if I go into all pages, well, actually, let me publish that, or I can save it as a draft. If I want it to show up, I have to hit the publish. Okay, let's view the page. So here's what my page looks like. And I can see here I have home, about us, and I have a sample page. I can go ahead and remove that sample page. This is nice because it's showing up right in the menu. I'll show you how to deal with the menus, but let's go back to the dashboard. So I want to go into pages and I want to delete sample page because I don't need that anymore. So I'm going to click this and trash it. Right now, that home is probably the About Us. And I think I have a different video where I talk about making whatever the page is static versus non-static. But let's go into our customizer that will help us customize our theme. And this will tell me on my home page setting, right now my latest post, that means it wants my blog on the first page, but I'm going to change this to a static page. And I'm going to make this an About Us page. Go to that page that I just created. And then I can have my blog post, and I can actually, here's another place where I can add a new page. And I can call this page News. And I can add that. And so my blogs are going to show up on this page because this is my post page. So I'm going to go ahead and publish that. And X out. And now if I go to show all pages, you can see that that news page that I created inside of the customizer for my posts is actually created. It's right here. That's where my blog is going to go because I said that in the customizer. And I selected this About Us for my front page. So now I can actually, if I wanted to, I could go into my appearance, into my menus. I can also access my menus. Oh, I used to be able to access up here. You all may be able to access up here, but I'm going to go to appearance, menus, and I have my primary menu already. Because the primary menu is already there on the page. But I can tell it to make this my primary menu right here, add to my primary menu, and now I can add both of these things. There was already a default menu on there, but now I have news and about us showing up, and actually if I save this as my primary menu, you'll see news should show first and then about us. Let's go ahead and look at the site. News about us, and I would like about us to be before news, so let's go back into the dashboard. Oh, there's menus now. I could have gone directly into menus there. And now I can drag this around and put about us on top. Save menu. Let's visit the site. And now about us shows up before news. So I would like you to start making some pages. You're going to have an assignment where you're going to have to create a page and then send me a picture that includes the link. Let me do a screenshot here. It should have your link so I can see that it's your site, and then a title that is not that sample page, and some setup. So that will be your project that you'll be sending in to me.